bunch of tools here, and I'm trying to use as much as possible to try and put together an adventure. Now, I started using it for basically the first time in a previous video, so I've got an adventure halfway through here. You can see how I started from nothing, but I'm going to go over it with a bit more of a summary now. But if you wanted to see me do that live, I'll try and upload that other video as well. So the goal of this is what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to come up with a NovelAI RPG adventure, basically, which is not just going to be NovelAI. It's going to be going to try and use some generators along the way. The ultimate goal, is I want to be able to play this with kids at school. Just play it and then figure out how I can make it a bit more educational. I've got some plans of how they can get involved, and by doing that, they'll be educating themselves. But just basically to see if this is workable to hold their interest. And I want to get used to improvising and following the plot, because I found that with NovelAI, for example, when I start using that to move the story along, I started to lose the thread. But then I think that's because I've got COVID at the moment. I can't think as fast or as straight as I used to be able to. So generators are going to fill in the gaps or give us starting points, and then NovelAI will sort of work with these two. So I'm not just going to use NovelAI on its own. I think that's going to be the difference. I think this is going to work a lot better now. It started to, certainly. And I want to see if I could actually illustrate things with sound effects and stuff and pictures without slowing stuff down, now that we've got AI image generation. And I'm going to use a soundboard and see how that works. Now, actually, to help things along, we could actually use our players to do the soundboard for us. Definitely, I think that would be a good thing to offload, so that's something I've learned already. So I'll put that down. Let's see. And I'm also going to test to see if how... I know it's not going to use naughty words, I think, because I'm using the children's fiction module, but I just want to make sure that it doesn't come up with funny scenes, because one time I used it and it went into a bedroom, and as soon as it mentioned bedroom, the system started getting horny. So I just want to test that again, because that could be a problem. If not, I suppose I could switch to Dungeon AI, but let's just test the whole system with NovelAI, because it's much more capable, and it actually works, I think. Okay, so let me give a recap of what these are some of the tools as well I'm going to use. Here be Taverns, NovelAI, Dungeon AI. I'm just going to use that for Stable Diffusion as a way to get to Stable Diffusion, image gen, Tabletop Audio, and probably Google Images, Apple Pages, maybe not. I'm not sure if I use that now. I'm probably going to use Miro instead. This is like a pinboard tool that you'll show in a minute. This is just my text editor. AdventureSmith is an app for Android, so that when I start to get into the paid part of Here Be Taverns, I might switch to some of this. Mythic Assistant, if I want to get my roles more advanced, I probably won't use that, I think, but it's useful to have on tap. And there's another generator. Owlbear Rodeo, I don't think I'm going to use maps, because I found in the past that they can conflict with the story, but that's something else. I don't think it will always conflict, so I think it might be possible to bring more maps in the future. Let me give a demonstration of what we got so far. So here's a story of what happened. So I got this off of Here Be Taverns. It was a plot hook. It said a ranger has found a spreading disease deep in the forest, which is killing all the vegetation and turning the animals mad. The spread will soon reach the outskirts of a local city and the farms that feed it. Okay, so we're going to step in there. And I didn't choose myself as a character. I just went straight in. There's a guy called Finley Timber who believes that there's a droid who may be able to help. This person called Calthwood saw this droid more than a month before, when they purchased potions from the droid. Okay, so I went straight to this guy, Calth, and asked him where they saw the droid, because when they were purchasing potions, yeah, but we didn't know where. Didn't find out much, but we did find that the droid's house was attacked 2 weeks ago. So we started getting this plot chain of this person to that person to that person to attack and so on. But it wasn't that. Okay, so that was a bit of a dead end. So then I went to the local tavern because I'm a real beginner at this, and I just always remember that this tavern is it's like a unique word that systems always pick up, and for RPGs it's essential everything without any um, it's just it's perfectly safe for kids, I think, apart from if you don't mention drinks it should be alright, I think. Anyway, and then it gave me this straight into a barmaid saying this, which, okay, maybe that's fine. It didn't say that we go in or anything, went through the door or anything. It just went straight into this woman talking to us. She said, the barmaid said, I hear some people got into a fight over at the droid's place. It's interesting that that's present tense. I guess that might be the children's fiction module coming in. Personally, I don't like that. But because for teaching tense, I always prefer to I just present tense is too much of a kid's story. Anyway, maybe it's okay. Maybe that's perfectly natural. People do say that. But anyway, I'm suspicious. But everyone said the droid was nowhere around. Okay, so that's another dead end. Okay, so you ask, what were they fighting about? The barmaid answers, it seems like he had an apprentice living with him. One day, that must be the apprentice, I presume, came back home after being gone most of the night. She told her parents what had happened between them on that trip, and that the droid wanted to marry her. Okay, so it seems like something went on there. So it's only insinuated. Doesn't insinuate anything. It's just really, so that's fine for kids, I think. So we're clear for kids so far on this. And then the marry her, I think that's all right. We get that in fairy tale stories at the time, so that's fine. I came up with this. Maybe that's why their house was attacked. And we'll go through that. Now, I got some pictures. This is of Hirby Tavern. Let's Hirby Tavern. Let's zoom in a lot. Oh, that's pretty good. Okay, so we can. That's really good actually. But anyway, it doesn't save me that much time because what I do is I'm on Mac. A little tip: Shift Command 4, screenshot, right click, drag into things. It's a lot quicker than trying to import high resolution stuff. Okay, so this is from the starting scenario here from Hirby Taverns, which is the first thing, and then it referenced these two characters. I imported these two characters into the lore book. That was a bit of time. I'm not sure that's necessary. I got this picture from AI Dungeon. And there's some pictures. So this is the initial picture of the tavern. Didn't keep it. Went to this. This was the barmaid. Oh my goodness. I suppose it's all right. Another barmaid. I ended up with this. I don't know what she's doing. It doesn't matter really. I think it's enough. Just a few pictures. Didn't really go with these. Kept this. So for the journey through the forest. After this, we haven't got to this point yet in here, but I'm on the journey. So in Miro, I've got this. So we've got the droid, two characters trying to help us with them, find that droid, the diseased forest, but no animals. I should have a picture of the animal as well, so let's generate that and put that in the story. So let's use the word rabid. Rabid animal in the forest. Okay, that could be crazy, that picture. So that's what we got so far. And then I had some background music as well, which really made a big difference, I think. Okay, this is... let's keep this. I like this. It's cool. I don't really care if it makes that much sense at this stage, right? So let's put this over here. And this is near the start. Now, like that. Okay, so that's imported into Miro. So we've got the whole thing. We've got the whole story now. So we're going to go over here a little bit. And back, and then we had, just to hear what this sound like, we had the forest, and then previously we had a tavern background as well while we were playing that. So, okay, so meanwhile we are, where are we? We are now, let's catch up on the story. Here we go. Okay, maybe that's why the house was attacked, you interject. Okay, let's get this over here. There you go. So we're talking to her. Maybe that's why the house was attacked, you interject. Talking to her. She nods sadly. Okay. So what I'm doing is, as I'm giving the performance, I'll point over here. She nods sadly to bring their attention to that she is talking. Now, better to do this in person with a projector and stuff, because you can just interact everything a lot easier. That could very well be the reason, she adds. And then the next morning, the body of his apprentice washed ashore near here. Now, for me, I think this is still okay, even for like for sort of slightly younger kids, because if you think about it, there's a lot of scary stuff that you get in fairy tales. Bodies, Hansel and Gretel, that kind of thing. Personally, I don't like to shy away too much from that. Of course, everyone's got their own level, but for me personally, I'm within that thing. Anyway, because this this really makes this kind of thing makes a good story for a kid, but you're sort of walking that line, and I'm worried about how you're going to keep within that line. You've only got the children's fiction module to protect you. Anyway, you feel sick to your stomach. Just as you're thinking about this is my thing. You overhear a patron talking about a rumour of a boy who was seen sinking into the ground recently. I put that in there because I went to the background of the tavern, and this tavern had that rumour. Okay, so we had these rumours, and I rolled for this one first. So I rolled a dice, a digital dice, so everyone would be able to see. I went for number 3 and learned about that, but that was another dead end, really. Quicksand, I thought this was really. They tell you it isn't quicksand, okay. And then he went into this. NovelAI gave me this. And this is where I think to myself, if you're playing on your own, NovelAI or everything's supposed to be emulating the GM. So when it goes off on a tangent like this, it's like, do you delete it? Is that cheating? I think you should be able to, but anyway, I went with it because I feel like I should give the benefit of the doubt. Anyway, okay, it's a hole dug by dwarves. It was a hole dug by dwarf. Okay, dwarves. So that is definitely a tense thing from the children's module. Which is kind of annoying me because I prefer past tense. Present tense is something which a lot. It's good to learn. You don't want to get out. You don't want to get stuck in present tense like a lot of English learners do. Anyway, a dwarf made such a hole nearby. This changes everything. Now you know exactly whom. That's not whom. Whom means belonging. Finley needs to speak with first. Okay. Okay. So Finley is suggesting. This is suggesting that Finley needs to go and speak to the dwarfs, but that is presumptuous because it's telling me to play the game, and that's not really what I want to do because the droids wouldn't admit to that. So that is an annoying thing from NovelAI, I guess. But anyway, you ask around the tavern to see if anyone knows what the droid is. So we're using a lot of AI now, NovelAI, and I don't know if that was really my intention. I want to be rolling for things more, and maybe I'm relying on it too much, but it does make things a lot easier. Anyway, one man tells you that he heard the droids live somewhere up north towards the mountain. Okay, I think. Another woman Points across the river to the south side of the town. There's a small hut off the road, just outside the city limits. Okay, so there's got the picture, and there's the road. Okay, and now we've got a choice. So I've put it as a choice up, fork in the story road. Okay, you order some flatbread, bread, and cauliflower on headbed. You could have two ants in that sentence anyway. Can't turn off my checking. Okay, tomorrow you'll need rest and plenty of food so you can make good time. Okay, and it's done this for me. You wake early and set out towards a distant mountain range. Okay, no choice. As you walk along the path of the woods, you pass several other travelers heading westward. Okay, you ask the travelers if they've seen the droid or the deadly forest disease. Two men say they haven't met the droids yet, and neither does the third traveller. Okay, so this is when I went for pilgrims, so you need your words. You need the kind of words which Globish speakers don't have to get these kind of pictures, like pilgrims. So if you're a native speaker, it's going to help you with generating these pictures, the old pictures, referencing like the culture of older stories. Whereas I think if you're a Euro English speaker, then you're going to be generating very different pictures. What you don't want to, you do need to use specific words, and you do need to have specific vocabulary, because if you try to say a droid on a path, and this will be okay because forest, path, and pilgrim are different nouns, which the stable diffusion is probably not going to mix up. But if there's so many ways that it does mix them up, like it will do a tree with a pilgrim's face on it, something like that. So having that vocabulary of pilgrim helps in the image generation process. So if you're not a native speaker, or you're having trouble understanding me now, that's gonna inhibit you a bit. You're gonna find another way, but your process is something which is still going to be useful for people to learn from. Okay, the weather is now, and also I would say that if you're not a native speaker, the children's fiction module will help you, because it doesn't really dumb it down. It does give you more present tense, but it makes it easier to understand. So I recommend this if you're not a native speaker. Okay, and then because we're taking a movement, I decided to roll some random thing, and the first thing was I went to this, and I found that the encounters are premium. So I probably will subscribe to this one day, but just for the moment, there's nothing else really to roll for. So I went to an app called Adventuresmith. I opened that up, and the first thing came up on the journeys thing was actually weather. So I rolled for weather, and it said warmer than normal, which might be useful or not. Now, it hasn't saved my favourites. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to try and find something on a journey, like some sort of journey thing. Travel hazard or something like that. Okay, so I'll put that in my favourites. Okay, so I got one if I need it. Okay, we're gonna go up, continue to see the droid. Okay, we need to get through the forest. Okay, now you search for any signs of the forest. No, let's not search for the signs. Need to get through this quickly, otherwise that will bait it to attack us. You pass through the forest and onto an open plain. Now I kind of know geography. Some people might not be able to think of that actually, that when you come out of a forest, especially if you live in the city, you have no clue. You wouldn't even know the word either. So again, this is another kind of skill. An open plain, because when you get past a tree line, or a little bit, you kind of come out into a plain before you get to the mountain first, usually. Okay, so I'll do that, roll that, and then I'll go to this one, and we will attempt to. Where's the thing? Here we go. Now, so we go planes, and I hope it's got something. It's lagging. It's lagging bad. Okay, let's just do this. Okay, planes. Is that it? Is it actually filtered or not? Okay, there's something here. Highlands. Okay, there we go. That's not going to have bad pipes, is it? Okay, let's play that anyway. Show the player, bring the sound down. Okay. Okay. Okay, here we go. There's nothing but rolling hills. Okay, now it sounds great, doesn't it, with the music? Nothing but rolling hills ahead until reaching the foothills leading up to the high peaks. At least you won't run out of breath walking uphill anymore. As you continue climbing, you notice patches of grasses growing higher each year, while others die away completely. Okay, so what should we call this? Foothills. Rolling foot. No. Highland. Foot hills. Okay. Okay. All right. Keep the prompt. It's going to be some kind of hashtag soon because you can see that it's going to be critical. Okay, so over here, stick that there, and then go back to this. There's nothing but rolling hills to reach the foothills near the high peaks. Okay. Could this be the disease you decide to press on? No. Decide not to pause. Okay. Okay. We rolled for weather last time, so let's roll for now I'm looking for something with which is something in the wild. Okay, this is good. Wilderness discovery. I don't want to do something, and I got forage as well. So I could forage, or I could roll for discovery. Let's do both. We did a benign one last, so I think we take turns. The benign one was weather, and then let's do what could be a bad one. So wilderness discovery could be a bad one. Let's click that. It says resources. Okay, so I forage. Okay. It says I found some persimmons and some poisonous stink corn. Okay. Alright. You find some persimmons and some poisonous stinkhorns. Yeah, okay. I don't know what stinkhorns are. Let's say they're mushrooms. That'll be handy for when we finally meet that droid in any event. So what I'm saying is, if he's a bad guy, make him poison. If he's a good guy, we can give him a gift. Okay. Eat a persimmon. Okay, and we do the first person. Okay. What? Why did I do that? Why did I poison myself? I did not run that command, so I think it's fair that I can delete it. Because that's got that next to it, right? I think that's fair. Okay. So we're going to get to the mountains now. We need to, what are we going to do? Reach the foothill of the mountain and start to climb. Just put that in. That was quick. Okay. You stop to take in the view, including a nice view of the village and tavern from where you came. It's a funny sentence. Okay. Have we got anything with us? No, we didn't really pack anything. Let's do wilderness discovery. Okay. It says then from around the corner you see, and this is a caravaneer, but separated. We can't. Could it be up the mountain? I suppose it could actually. Caravaneer. I don't really know what caravaneer is. Let's generate a picture for it. I think I have an idea, but let's type it in. That's how I spell it. Oh, amazing. Caravaneer. How am I going to say it? I know I'm expecting, but how can I make this? Nah, let's just roll with it. Here we go. Let's see what it generates. Caravaneer. What? This looks like it's from a video game. Let's put in Pilgrim. That's not bargaining with us. Doesn't match at all. Okay, let's keep this guy was expecting a caravan, which means, yeah, caravan, one of those. So we will put this here. Okay, so this is a person. So looks, and we get a description. Ah, this could be a conflict right now because I've already got a picture. Oh, okay. Ah, we're at the top now. Now the top, though we have to see the droids because this is the whole point. Wearing a strange. Let's bring that in the droids thing because we need continuity. The droids hovel is up here. Hi there. You offer. Okay, let's change music scene to something windy. Okay, oh, that's going to be good in a minute. Let's save that one. Okay, and then we're going to go. This is lagging. That's not good. Maybe I will play that. Mountain Pass. That's the one. See, I'm taking a bit of time. Good loss. Play. 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 Okay. Hi there. Who's this? Who's this? Dear Caravania, let me offer you a persimmon. It's a fruit, by the way. Persimmon. Come with me to meet droids. Okay, we've got ourselves a friend. Okay, so now we need a character who is a Caravania type. We've got to enter this blooming thing into the whole jobby. That guy's a droid. Okay, so we save that one, and then this one could be. Now, does she look anything like the picture that we had before? Could be. Let's just go with it. Can't really see the face. It's nothing like it, is it? She's far too pretty. We need someone uglier. Let's go with the orc. Could it be a woman? Not really. Let's go with this guy. Okay, this guy is Casper Timber. Right. Let's draft this up. Okay, so this is the story so far. We've got dwarf, forest, journey. What did we do? We met some pilgrims. We went to the plains. And then we went to we saw the mountain. No. Foraged. Let's roll for the weather. So we go to favorites on this app, which never save. Right there. Oh, okay. Do that in a minute. It's a thunderstorm coming. Okay, now we've got a bit of a story coming together. Okay, the plains foraged for food. Mountain. And Caravania. Which is going to be this guy, Casper Timber. Timer, Timber. And let's bring this guy in. So, right about this guy, Casper Timber. Never smiles. Okay, that's not someone I would feel like I've known forever, but if they never smile. But anyway, it's easier for me to just write this like this because I've got to do this. Only feels alive when eating exotic foods. I'm simplifying, as you can see. Let's get this on separate lines. Casper Timber is idyllic to a fault. Let's put that in a simple way as well. It's not actually, it's too complicated for me. Okay. Protects his group from bandits. Is a guard for his caravan. Is a caravaneer. Okay. Is famous for this quote. Okay. So we do all this. Get back over here. Here. Law book. New entry. And then entry. Here. Casper. And anything else which is unique to him. Not unique enough, so let's just keep that like that. Exit out, and even though he never seems to smile. Okay, updating weather. I guess we got a new scene. I'll put it at the top of the mountain. Yeah, but the top of the mountain, so that is a weather change. That's what mountains are like. Okay, so suddenly the weather is I would say on the turn, but what would I say if it was not my native speak? Yeah, let's just say on the turn. Why not use it? No, actually, no, it's not. Can't use squall either. Squall. Starts to blow. Weather is changing. Thunder. Now, what would this guy say? It'd say thunder. Thunder be coming. It's really hard to sort of express yourself in the artistic way when you're thinking about what people can understand. This is interesting. I think this would be quite difficult. I would want to get into character, but if I'm with people, I'm trying to make it easy to understand, then that really inhibits everything. But anyway, thunder is on the way. Is on the way. Then we need our name. Can't even remember what our own name is, so I've got to go over here. Have we got it written down? The law. You. Huh? Liking. It doesn't work, whatever it is. Okay. I haven't really decided. I haven't chosen a name for myself. So let's just avoid that. Can't be bothered with that. Choosing a name. That's too much hassle. Thunder is on the way. This guy's name says Casper. Timber. You head to the door of the droid's hovel. Okay, so I'm starting to enjoy this now because I'm sort of in the story right about now. I feel like I've got a bit of history behind it. I feel like I'm in it, but it took a bit of time to get to this point, and you need speed to get here. Otherwise, the kids like any setting up the. Where do things go slow? Selecting the music was slow. Reading, of course, was slow. Pictures was alright. So far, I think we'd only really get here with older kids, maybe 10 or older, or any with a bit of patience. Any who've played video games can't enjoy this, I would say. They've depressed their dopamine system probably too much already. You head to the door of the droid's hovel, okay, and knock. No, I don't want somebody is inside. Okay, so mess around. I'm not going to give the AI the chance to say that it's empty. There's the door. Look at that. The door came open. Of course, the droids. So that makes no sense. We know. Finally, droids. Now, we need to. What do we need to do? We need to roll for success, or not. Are they going to help us, or not? So this is where I'm going to use the mythic assistant. Okay, So here we go. Assistant for Mythic. We're gonna. How likely is it that the droids will help us? I'd say it's very. At the start of the story, we had. This droid firmly believes, who is Finley Timber believes there is a droid who. Oh, something's pumping up in here. Okay, there's definitely someone in there. You can hear it now. So let's imagine that we're inside. But we don't know if it's that particular droid. So I say maybe that droid will help. Maybe these ones won't. So I'll say somewhat likely for these. But if you can find the actual droid, then we're a sure thing. Okay, so let's roll somewhat likely. And with the chaos factor on middle. And see what happens. Okay, it says yes, so they're going to help us. Okay. The door opens. Okay, now let's go inside. Let's change this scene to hovel or something. Oh, we're in the hermit hut. It's okay. Okay. And then let's get a picture of the hermit hut. Inside the hermit hut hovel. And we get a picture of droid as well. Okay, that's outside. That's outside. That's what I don't like about Stable Diffusion. It cannot do prepositions. It's actually not as clever as what everyone's saying. Okay, it's not actually that good. So put that over there. And inside we will have. It's cool to have this graphics, huh? A droid inside a small hovel. That should be on the mountain as well, actually. But anyway, maybe we can clip that. You would just clip it at the top and bottom. You probably wouldn't notice. Jeez. Okay, here's the droid. Now he looks like he's in a mountain. Okay, save the prompt. There we go, and he's brushing. See that guy over there, inside. We could even actually put that there. It's not really a choice, but it could be a choice if you're replaying it, so that's fine. Go over here and back to NovelAI. The door opens. There you see a droid. Passive voice. Do I have to do that? A droid. No, let's do it. There you see a droid. Standing in front of you. Good to see you. Stranger. Friend. Foe. The droid squints. You offer Simon. It's permission. per Simon. Offer the droid. Offer be explicit in NovelAI. The droid a person. That'll be a command. And the droid perks up. What brings this is a slow process, isn't it? What brings you here? You, the droid, and Casper discuss what to do about the forest disease. There we go. I don't think we need to roll or anything. We already have because it's likely. He is a droid. Come on. Don't give me that. Does it make sense? More droids? No, you are a droid. Reroll. Okay, got one discontinuity there. Okay. Oh, it's actually healthy. So we don't need to worry about anything. Okay. Let's talk about the... What about... So... Plants are getting back to normal. You... you can't okay, so now we're in a friggin' catch yourself. Do it that way. What's that guy's name? Casper. Yeah. Casper looks at you. Questioningly. Both know it's a little odd, a little rude, a little odd, a little rude to be disappointed about bad news, but you leave this this social elephant in the room unsaid. Animals. heard they're going a little bit mad these days. Dear droid, tell me my journey has a purpose. Please. Yeah, thanks for stoking that fire as well. Keep me nice and warm. That's it. Just don't blow it in my face. I heard they're going a little bit mad. Please tell me. Strange. Please. Let's not do that. That's rude. Okay. You ask about the animals instead. Okay. Try to send that. Oh, you're kidding. Okay. Let's explain. The animals in these parts have been attacking livestock recently. Some are worried. Even the farmers are disappearing. Back me up here, Casper. You're a caravaneer. You must have your own stories. You, what's the word? Not plead. For the referee sort of thing. Extol? No, it's not. You ask. Let's get a full stop in there. It's not WhatsApp here. That's it. I'm beginning to think this Casper guy is actually one of the animals. Plot twist. Okay, massive dialogue. We need to get this droid on side. You're coming with me, droid. Let's just go out with it. Okay. You ask the droid to come with you to heal the animals and bring peace. Peace of mind to the people of the village below. Come on, guys. No continuity, that would have been a completion. Let's try again. It's just read only that. Okay. Thunder. Okay. Now this is annoying because I can't search and use the player at the same time. If I make it bigger, still cannot. It hides the search box, I think. Maybe we can change this to a whiter background because I can't see Jack here. This is... we want... no, I cannot do it. I've got to, every time, hide the player. Hide the player. Okay, Thunder. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Let's get. So we're gonna. I think we stay on this one for now then, and then we'll get that on the way out. Okay. In the fire. Maybe get a fire as well. Fire in small hermit hovel. Could we put that in the story? I don't want to set fire to it. Let's put that in the story. Thanks, AI. Okay. You awake to find So this tabletop audio thing is just rubbish. Let's go to SoundPad instead then. House on the Hill, maybe. So I definitely let someone else do the sounds. This lags me out. This is... it's software, doesn't it? So it's quicker, instant, not online. Okay. You wake to find the droids. The fire. Fire has fallen over night, and the droids hovel is on fire. So, okay, we've got it all going on, yeah. It's raining. outside. And thunder is still ongoing. You, Casper, and the droid. We need to put the droid into the thing here. We need a droid. Droid. There was a droid here, wasn't there, actually? So we can use that. Where's that? Droid. Elf droid. Okay. Okay, here we go. So we need to put this guy into the lore. So let's put this over here, side by side. Go here. Let's see how he reacts. Never breaks eye contact. Is a droid. Is obsessed with magic. Neighbor revealed a dark secret to them. Bernie is more of a male name, but of the way knows that everything is always changing. Is elf droid. Okay. Okay. Rush to put the fire out, but the roof is already mostly gone. Okay, we're moving, so we're going to roll for a travel thing. Do I have that in this? It's a landmark. Let's see if we can find a landmark on the way. Okay, Port of the Ship. We could roll. This is can't just pick something, can we? These are places we could head to, maybe. Head to any of these. Let's use the generator here. Venture Smith again, and now it's not a travel hazard, it's a, what do we want? It's not a travel hazard, it's a wilderness discovery. Huh, bloodstains, okay. When you see blood stains outside Okay, so I've done my discovery thing. Now I'll do the weather. Okay, the weather says it's getting. The weather starts to get better. Okay, and then we will switch that one off. And need something which is not so indoorsy, which we haven't got. Okay, so I guess we will go to something like mountains. Outside. Custom. Okay, so I think custom's going to be the thing that's not going to like it as much. So we'll do that next time. House on the hill, wasteland. This is the closest, I think. Let's go from this side. Okay, so a little bit of wind, maybe some rain still, something like that. We'll do that in a minute. Let's see what NovelAI can give us with the bloodstains. Okay. Let's change that one. Shouldn't have stayed here. It's already burnt to ashes. This place isn't safe anymore. Okay, let's just build light wind now. Okay. Let's just keep that in the background. Okay, so we need blood stains on a gravel mountain path. There's no blood stains there. Stable diffusion really sucks sometimes. I don't think it's as good as what people say. It's just an amalgamation of artists. It's the artist's genius. It's not actual creating anything. There's no blood stains. Let's keep that though. And let's put that into the story. Here. Let's go back. And let's finally make a carcass. Carcass. Spell that right. say that we found that. Let's say red paint. Got a random beast there. We might be able to use that later. Spilt red paint. So I think spill. Yeah. Why is that a spelling mistake? Doesn't really work. Sorry. Spilt red source. So we're getting a stable diffusion and API access limits. Ah, wow. Okay, that is one heck of a beast. Disaster. Okay. Okay, so let's imagine that you only see that. We clip it and bring it to the front. Bring it to the front. Yeah. Let's just imagine that it's like that. Then we see that we're going down. Go here. This place isn't safe anymore. Head down the mountain with the droid and Casper. Now, I noticed Casper, I don't think it's getting triggered, so let's go back to the law book and check out activation keys. Let's just put Casper. Casper. Casper and Timber. No, actually, because Timber's also another thing, isn't it? And we shorten this to just Bernie. Bernie the droid. And also, this one will be just Calf. They've got the same name, haven't they? Timber. Right, okay. Finley, Timber, let's make them related, is Casper Timber's brother. Brother, sister, yeah. Okay. But we won't necessarily find that out yet. That's very much children's module, isn't it? Okay, so I think I'll pause that here, and the rain has stopped. So that was where we got to. Crazy animal beasts, blighted forest, disease, find the droid. These guys can help us. Went to the tavern to get more info. Bar lady gave us info on that. Had a choice of those two things. Went up the mountain straight to the droid. Met some pilgrims on the way. Found the caravan here. That was, what's his name? His name. Then finally found the droid in his thing with the thing caught on fire. Found blood outside. on our way down, I think definitely we're going to have an encounter of some kind. So then we do the encounter thing. That's when I think it's worth paying for here, be taverns. Okay, so let's just review. Get the sound off. Okay, so let's see. Overall, this was good. It's faster than Pages, I think, or less memory intensive, which is great. And it did a good. Well, they were all the same size, those images, so that was good. There wasn't really any point where it wasn't safe for kids, I think. It's not like it was trying to make the when we slept for the night, there's nothing funny went on there. So that was good. It's not too crazy scary. It's alright. It's a full story. There you go. Now let's give it a name. Creeping corruption. Oh no, that's alright. Creeping corruption. Let's hold that and see what this one can come up with. Hello, Rusty Knife, the Dungeon Diaries. It's better before. Okay, so we go over here, and that's it. It's saved in there. Okay. To go. Okay, so I think overall it worked alright. It worked pretty well. But it's like you can't really lose because you have to decide if you're going to lose. So you're just sort of telling the story, and it's not so much. It's storytelling. It's not really a game or an adventure because you're rolling, you are sort of trying to get a goal, but it's not really feels like consequences or things. Yeah, it wasn't much action going on either. But definitely we could have. Probably would have had more action, but like would have been good to get some other monsters or something on the way, and the animals and a bit of fearfulness. It's just maybe that's the children's module. Try the same thing but without the children's module to see how it compares. Fully off the rails. The sound effects was really good, but just I think we need to use this custom thing so that it's all on one page. Let's see what that looks like. Add sounds from the sound menu up here. Okay, so we go dungeon. Oh, right, okay, and then what do we do? Oh, that's great. So that's what you're going to have to do then. And then save it. And then let's save it as test. Like that. Here we go, like this. Okay. That seems better. So that's not going to lag, I think. Let's have a look at DM tools. Oh wow, this is much better, much better. So definitely use this one. This is the better interface. So this is the one. Okay, so that's got actual background scenes all in one like that. Okay, so that's the way to do it. That's the way to do that one. That will cut the lag. AI Dungeon the image generation is a constant work in progress, but it'd be nice to quickly sketch things and then have that with the prompt, so you use the image and the prompt to get a more accurate picture because, as I say, image generation just can't do prepositions and messes up verbs and really only just does a bit of style stuff with tags. It just depends on how things are tagged, and images are not often tagged in terms of prepositions or verbs, usually objects and style descriptions. So you can easily get a person maybe of some kind and put a style on it, or you can do lots of crazy things, as I'm sure you'll be finding with AI images, but it's not actually describing much of the scene. For example, now this is on. It is on the path, but we took a long time to get there, didn't we? With all those things, it wouldn't let us do blood. First, it censored us, and then it also just didn't do it. It's just not there in the picture at all. So that was rubbish. This one again messed up the preposition. This is our fault. We need to put mountain, didn't we? This guy, the Caravaneer, I have no idea what we need to comment on that, but this was the first Caravaneer, so it must be some kind of game that it's referencing. Maybe you know the game, but that's not what we wanted, so we had to work around that. So I guess basically kind of errorful tags, because there's going to be lots of things which are more represented in pictures on the internet than really match sort of normal experience, I would say, more or anything that match this kind of what we want. This worked out well, and this the monsters, the animals going crazy. This guy, a droid, is a bit strange, but I guess it works. He is a droid, but it's just something funny about it. This is a nice picture. The mountain, that's nice, and actually he's put someone up there going up there for some reason. This was weird. I have no idea why it generated this. This was a bit weird as well, but it works. It just works, right? Maybe that's weird as well. And that's just because I put I was going to do 8-bit pixel style, and because I thought it might help with any see, the thing is, I thought the 8-bit pixel would help, so if there's any ambiguity, it gives a bit of space for the imagination, but that just didn't work, so we cut that off. I cut that off. And I think this is a very useful tool. I think the way to use NovelAI is a combination of these different tools. Just probably might be better to just use only these tools. So that would be a good exercise, just because I've never done proper games mastering. So I suppose I should try to do the same thing with just these tools and dice. It probably stand me in much better stead, and that would probably work even better than even NovelAI. But it's very convenient, NovelAI, isn't it? Okay, and it wasn't, as I say, it wasn't. Let's get NovelAI up. Let's look at the settings. This was the children's fiction module. It wasn't the text adventure, and it worked fine. We just wrote like this, and it basically worked, didn't it? Used the memory a little bit here. That was, I forgot the name, didn't I? Put it in the wrong place, that's why. This preset seemed to work. If I had trouble, I could have gone less creative and more consistent if it started going a bit off. So there's always that. The law book, that was very slow, wasn't it? That was slow, and that's not something you really want to watch someone else doing, so I'm sorry about that, but at least you can see how to do it. You've got the trigger words in there. And this is the backup option. I probably won't bother, I'll just leave it on the server, because I think it doesn't matter, does it? It's not great. I don't know. I feel like I made the story, but I didn't. I don't know. Got that feeling like I made it, but I didn't. So I think that's where the fun is. Anything else? Okay, this is not relevant. Don't get too much detail. This is something that is helpful. So if you find it's putting out too much text, you can cut this back a little bit. The randomness, okay, probably just stick with this one, but you know, if it starts going off on random tangents, that's how you cut that down, probably to here a little bit. So that's useful to know. Okay, so that's that. This didn't lag at all. This was very good, I think. So what I think I would like to do actually is maybe kind of back up the story to there, to here somewhere. I don't see it. Oh, there it is. Okay, so then it's given us this. Doesn't really. How do I move it? No, cannot. It's very hard to move. Okay. And then I'm in the wrong. So if I'd gone down, that would have worked really well. What if I'd gone downwards? So let's imagine that I was to reformat this down and try to turn it into something. Export the board. Save as a PDF. Let's see what that looks like. Let's create a frame then. Okay, custom. So that's, I'm not going to do it properly. And what? Export as image. Yeah, okay. Well, good. We'll see the price of that. Maybe you want a story, remember it, and have it with pictures and everything, and sell it as a book. Maybe not, but if it's interactive, good. So let's save that on the desktop, and then where is it? It's not on my desktop. Let's move it over here. It's not on my desktop. Hasn't actually done it. So let me just browse. Desktop. No. Okay, well anyway, I guess that's what you could do. Let's see the pricing of Miro briefly. If you wanted to turn it into kind of book thing, how much would it cost to actually export that? Because that's the difference with, it's exported it, but it just took a long time. Okay, so the file is, wow, it's massive, absolutely massive. Never had a file open this slowly before. Let's see. Wow, this is it. Okay. Okay, and then let's zoom in, see the quality. It's good enough. Okay, so you can get in a quite decent story. See, the resolution's enough to read everything, so you could well, that would be sort of hassled. You want to just sort of desktop publishing. You could go straight to desktop publishing and put it straight as a book, make it into a book straight away, I suppose. So if you were playing this as a game with kids, you could do that. You could turn it into a book at the end and take it away with them. That's pretty good. Read it to their friends, or put prediction points in it, turn it into a slight game or something. Anyway, okay, that's interesting. Miro makes it easy to make a massive poster, but maybe a massive poster is not what you want. It's kind of a backup, isn't it? Can we save it? Can we save this scene? Link, and then delete it? And then sort of back it up and then delete it off the thing? Or is it, are we always stuck? Hide timer. Timer's useful. Estimation. Okay, you cannot back it up. So this, anything goes in here, it's just a waste of freaking time, basically. Unless you pay Let's see, board. No. So it's a pay thing. So you just start using it, you need to be better pay. So either pay or not. So let's see how much this thing costs. $16. Okay, it's $8 a month. So I think if you use it a lot, is it worth it? It hosts everything for you. Yeah, I think it's worth it. Is there an export limit? What's the limit here? Custom templates, private boards. Don't need this. Okay, so it's just this. Okay, so it's just $8. So I think it's worth it. High resolution export, yeah. Well, it's just another cost, isn't it, every month? So NovelAI is about 10, and Dungeon AI is about 10 at the beginning. So then that's another 8. So pretty cool. But maybe this isn't the best thing to use. Maybe it's better to go straight into a desktop publishing thing. Let's quit this. What else is there to chat about? I'll close this down. So let's see. Would kids be able to handle those? No, they wouldn't. Putting in the law book would bad things. Okay, so let's make notes here. Here we go. Bad equals law book. Improve equals custom soundboard. That's the way to do it. Good equals pictures. Improve. Also, we can improve with void mirror and just go straight into those images. Just keep and then tidy it up at the end, maybe after, or let them do it somehow. They can actually join the Dungeon AI. Yeah. Let students join the Dungeon AI feed, and then they can actually make the story themselves. And you send them the text, and they can just do it themselves. Good thing was the pictures and the sound as well. Immersive sound. That's my review of this whole thing. Improvising. Didn't really need to, because I could just roll and stuff. I didn't really need to fill in the gaps, so that was okay. Don't need to fill in the gaps of NovelAI with generators. Equals a little bit. How many times? Probably 3 times max. There's only 2 or 3 discontinuities there. Illustrate with sounds. Yeah, that was good. We fixed that. Equals fixed. Test censorship equals pass so far. Okay, so it's good. It just needed a skill to sort out. Okay, and I guess that's it. And these are the tools again. I think we don't need a map. I think what pretty works best without a map. It's kind of extra overhead. Admin overhead, so don't bother with that. Mythic assessment. We did use. We did use this as well. But on that, what did we use? We used weather. Let's see what I used to remind myself. Wilderness discovery. Wilderness discovery. Foraging. Foraging, and that was it, because I didn't want to didn't want to do a negative complication on the journey or anything. Okay, so that was all we used for that. Didn't use that really. Maybe next time. No. The conclusion on that was no. Use Dungeon AI and self. Okay, no, didn't use that even. Temp audio equals yes. Big yes. Stable diffusion. Keep for now equals good. That was very good. So that's worth paying for, I think. I'm not sure how much it was, but it's probably worth paying for. NovelAI equals maybe, I'll give it 80%. No, 70%. Still good. It's good. I think that's good, you know. Albert equals no. Equals need to pay. Okay, so that's what we learned there. Time to go. See you later.